Good day. This video is about the history of the first man migration to Westeros and their life on the continent. If you are interested in the culture and traditions of the first man, please check another video. Some maesters believe that the first man originated in the grasslands of Essos, in the lands now known as the Dothraki Sea. Around 12,000 years before Aegon's landing, during the Dawn Age, the first men came to Westeros from Essos, although no tale recalls exactly why they made the trek westwards. The first men crossed the land bridge called the Arm of Dorne. They crossed the Arm under the leadership of the first king, according to legends from the north, or Garth Greenhand, the High King of the first man, according to some legends from the Reach. The first man supposedly found the sea stone chair upon the shores of Old Wick when they first came to the Iron Islands. It was the first man who named the indigenous inhabitants Children of the Forest, though their name for themselves translated as those who sing the song of the earth. The first men came with bronze swords and great leathern shields, riding horses. As the men settled in the new land, carving out holdfasts and farms, they chopped down the carved weirwoods that were sacred to the Children of the Forest's gods and burned them. This provoked a war between the children and the first man. Though the children had powerful magic and, according to the old songs, used dark magic to shatter the Arm of Dorne into the Stepstone's island chain, the first men were larger, stronger, and more technologically advanced. Whenever the first men warred upon the children, they cut down the trees, as they correctly believed that the Greenseers could see through the eyes of the weirwoods. Moat Cailin was raised roughly 10,000 years ago by the first men. According to myth, the children attempted to use Moat Cailin to hold back the flood of invading first men by calling upon their nameless gods from Moat Cailin's children's tower to send down the Hammer of the Waters. The goal was to break the lands of Westeros in two by shattering the neck and separating the north from the south. In the same manner, they shattered the Arm of Dorne centuries earlier. However, the children failed in the attempt and only succeeded in flooding the neck, creating bogs and swamps. The wars against the Children of the Forest went in the first man's favor until the two sides reached a peace agreement called the Pact on the Isle of Faces. The first man gave dominion of the deep woods to the children and promised not to put any weirwood trees to the axe anywhere in the realm. In return, they received claim to the rest of the Westeros. The pact began 4,000 years of friendship and peace between the two peoples. The years that followed the forging of the pact is known as the Age of Heroes. The first men eventually set aside their religion to worship the children's secret gods of the wood, and like the children, they carved faces into the weirwoods, creating hard trees. The Children of the Forest taught them to use ravens to communicate over long distances, but in those days the birds would speak the words, and the Greenseers of the children could change their skins and speak through the birds. When the long night came to pass and the others began to invade from the far north of Westeros, the first men and the children joined forces. The legendary last hero is said to have led the coalition against the others. The others were driven back and the Night's Watch was created to keep them at bay. 6,000 to 8,000 years ago, the first man built the wall, which still stands to this day. Thousands of years after the long night, the Andals crossed the narrow sea and began their invasion of Westeros. For several hundred years, the first men and the Andals warred, fighting for control of the continent. Eventually, the Andals conquered or married into the kingdoms in the southern half of the continent, while the first men, Kings of Winter, stopped all Andal incursions through the neck at Moat Cailin. While much of their culture was lost over the millennia, the people of the north retained the spirit of the first men, and many carry the blood of the first men in their veins, including those of House Stark. south of the neck, there are people that still proudly claim the blood of the first man, such as the Blackwoods and Brackens, the Danes, the Redfords, the Royces, the Westerlings, and the people of the Crackclaw Point. Lord Jon Royce possesses a suit of bronze, rune-covered armor dating back thousands of years. The Whale Mountain clans of the Mountains of the Moon are descendants of the first men. During Aegon's conquest, Aegon the First Targaryen was proclaimed King of the Andals, the Rhoynar, and the First Man by the High Septon in Old Town, and Aegon's successors on the Iron Throne have continued the usage. According to George R.R. Martin, hardly any Westerosi are pure Andal or First Man after thousands of years of interbreeding. Beyond the Wall, the Tens consider themselves the last of the First Men. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Also, subscribe to my channel to be notified when a new lore video is released. Thank you again, and see you soon.